Aloha, this is Tom Lesher with the weekly Pele report. It's an astrological forecast. This one is for the week of October 19th, 2011. I'm on the southernmost island of the Great Barrier Reef, which is really an amazing place because it's millions of years old and it is changing very radically, and it is a very good example of life during these days. It's a big time. I want to see what I want to start with here. Number one is that the sun has moved away from that conjunction with Saturn that has been going on for the past couple of weeks, really. It's been a transformative time of things really consolidating and tightening up on us. And now things are beginning to break open, loosen. And of course, when they break open and loosen, it brings in another change. As this week, on Monday, the sun moves into the sign of Scorpio. So we move from Libra, the winds of change, into Scorpio, the waters of change. So we have the wind changing into the water, the surface going down deeper. So the changes and the thoughts and the agreements and the conversations that we've been having are now going to lead us down deeper into more personal transformation and self-discovery. And of course that leads to us needing to make some shifts in our relationships, in our current life situation. So let's look at these aspects a little more, accurately. We've got, first of all, over all of this, we have Uranus going through the sign of Aries. It's going to be there for 7 years. This is about autonomy and coming into a new awareness and opening. Uranus rules the third eye, this seeing ourselves and seeing ourselves in the world and through the world in a whole new way. So this is the backdrop. This backdrop is this need for freedom, for liberation, for self-expression, and that is being strengthened now through Mars, which is just about in the middle of the sign of Leo, and that is all about then creating a new self. So we are all in this process now of creating a new self, and that really involves, I want to call it the hero's journey or the heroine's journey. It has to do with breaking out of our cultural, family, societal, religious, all of the conditioning. Everything that we have been taught about ourselves, about what is real, about what is valuable, needs to kind of go through this process of being peeled away so that we come into a more succinct, a more unique, a more divine expression of that which we are, and that creates the gift that we have to offer to the world at large and to other people. Now, Jupiter is moving through the sign of Taurus, for this whole year from June of 11 to June of 12. And that does also have to do with this expansion of a new understanding, the opening up of new capacities, of new talents that we have latent within us. And sometimes that involves then changing our jobs, changing our sources of income, changing what we do in the world. But now, this week, and in particular, I believe it's on Saturday, where we have, it's on Tuesday. But this whole week, Mercury and Venus are moving through Scorpio into this opposition with Jupiter, and then they come to a square with Mars. So we have, in astrology, it's called a T-square. It's where we've got Venus, Mercury opposite Jupiter, both of them squaring Mars over here in Leo. And this square and this T-square, the opposition, creates a dynamic where there is the need for sometimes rapid decision-making, you know, needing to really adapt, and also then needing to step into and assert ourselves. So let's look at it. Number one, we've got Mars and Leo. Ah! Look at me. Here I am. I'm something new. I want you to love me. I want you to see me. Here I am, and I want to express myself. It's all about drama. It's about radiating out, out, out. It's a yang sign, yes? So it's very open, very outward. It's a fire sign. Then we've got Venus and Mercury moving through Scorpio, yes? And this Scorpio wants to merge. It wants to unite. It wants to connect. So we have this square between this Venusian desire to connect and to relate and to be intimate, squaring this Mars, which wants to step out, you know, and it's in this trine to that sign of Aries, which is new. I've got to be me and do it my way. So you can see the dynamic tension that exists here. And many of us will be feeling this in our relationships, where there is this need to step out and liberate ourselves and be free, while at the same time not knowing if we should disconnect completely, break off with this particular relationship, start into a new relationship, because there is this longing to experience ourselves through the other. Yes? Scorpio. And here is, you know, Scorpio. I really want to look at the archetype here today of the magician. Yes, the magician and Scorpio. This is this archetype where there is mastery. And, you know, besides being the scorpion, Scorpio is also the eagle. Actually, out here in Australia, there is a scorpion that swims in the water and flies. It's the ultimate Scorpio. A watery flying scorpion. Fantastic. What an archetype. But anyway, the magician and mastery, the sorcerer, the witch, the wise woman. This archetype of Scorpio has to do with mastering forces beyond our control. How do you master a force beyond your control? It is through understanding the laws of nature, the laws that govern our evolutionary process. So the magician is really not so much a magician so much as aware of things that other people are not aware of. And as we evolve, as we throw off all this cultural conditioning, we become more sensitive. And that sensitivity allows us to tap into forces, energies, laws that are normally unseen, that are hidden, that are operating behind the scenes. We don't see the laws of quantum physics. There's no gravity in quantum physics. We see Newtonian physics. We see the apple fall from the tree. We know there's gravity. But there are other hidden laws. And when you master, when you see, when you flow and understand the natural course of life and what is emerging and what is falling away, and you flow with this, and you let go when things need to be let go of, and then you attach or you resist that which needs, that is going to feed you or is going to block you, then you are a master. Then you are seen as a magician. And so, Scorpio, this evolving, and as the sun moves into Scorpio now, we're going to have a month, really, from, like October 23rd or so to November 23rd, where the sun is moving through. It's time for us to become aware of, and through that becoming aware of, align ourselves with the mysteries of life. And as we align ourselves with the mysteries of life, we will know and we will flow through the changes of life in a magical way, in ease and in grace. And this leads me to the mantra for this week, yes? The mantra for this week is going to be something like, that I know that life gives me what I need and that I am exactly where I need to be. Life gives me exactly what I need and I am where I need to be. For each and every phase of our evolutionary process, we are given, life presents us, which, life is a mirror of our own subconscious. So our subconscious, gives us the people, it gives us the challenges, it gives us the beauty that nourishes us and that leads us forward on our path of opening like the flower, the blossom that each one of us is. So this week is a time of making changes, but I encourage you to really tap into the deeper levels of your subconscious self. And do not make judgments or decisions based upon the surface or based upon what what you would have done before. Break out of what you would have done before into a deeper level of self-knowledge. And from that deeper level of self-knowledge, which arises as a feeling, water, Scorpio, then you shall know what to do. Yeah? And the overall underlying theme through this whole period is to experience yourself as different, as new, and as alive as you has ever been before. So it's an intense week. You will learn through not only expression but confrontation. Scorpio does have to deal with confronting the warrior archetype that Mars and Leo will want to confront. The Venus and Scorpio will need to trust. So we have these trust or confront, forcing us into tapping into ever deeper layers of our unconscious psyche. It's very, very exciting. I wish you the very best. I look forward to speaking with you again next week. And until then, Namaste, Aloha,